Today we're going to talk about the new features that come with HIT VE, the integration into Virtual Center. You can see the three new icons here at the bottom in the Solutions and Applications area. We're going to click on the Create Data Store. Now this is probably nothing new creating data stores, but this allows us to provision the LUNs from within Virtual Center. So we'll click Create Data Store. We'll select the server within the cluster we'd like to create the data store on. Here you can see the number of data stores you'd like to provision, the size of those data stores in gigabytes, and the traditional things that you'd see within the EqualLogic Group Manager GUI, but this gives us the ability to do it all inside of Virtual Center. Here's the file system block size, the VMFS block size. We'll go ahead and leave it at the 1 megabyte for this particular data store volume. Here we're going to add in our ACL. We'll do the IP address for the server. We'll select the cluster. And then here we'll put in the data store name prefix. So in this case we're going to have two data stores, and they'll be prefixed with this data. Here's the summary. Now we'll go up here to this task or job history window. We'll click that to open that. And here's our job history. We'll go ahead and highlight the latest job there that's running. And what's going to happen is you can see down the bottom the recent task area. It's rescanning all the HBAs. That's currently in progress, just completed. Now it's rescanning the VMFS, and that has just completed. Both of those were successful. Now it's going to go create the data store for us. Now typically before you would have provisioned a volume within the EqualLogic GUI or command line, then gone into your Virtual Center, scanned for that volume, created the data store. What this is allowing you to do is do it all from within one console. Okay, we should be just about ready for the data store. There it is. It's in progress, creating the VMFS data store. You can see that job is now running. And when this is completed, we should have two new data stores, and then we'll check the EqualLogic Group Manager as well to make sure that that created the volumes on the EqualLogic array. It looks like the data store have been completed. It's just now probably formatting those data stores, the VMFS with the 1 megabyte block size that we selected on the previous screen. And that should be just about finished, and we can take a look. I can see two new items there in my list behind this window over to the right. So we should be just about complete here. Okay, our job is completed. We're successful. Everything has been completed, formatted. And we'll close this job history window. You can see there's our data store 1, data store 2 that we created. They're both online. Now let's check the group manager. Make sure those volumes were created. There's data store 1, or the volume 1 rather, volume 2. And let's check the access on those volumes. And it's got the ACL that we said we wanted. And there you have it. We created a data store and volumes inside of Virtual Center. Now we're going to take a look at the new Auto Snapshot Manager functionality that's been added inside of Virtual Center. Go back to the home screen here, and we'll click the EqualLogic Auto Snapshot Manager button here. You can see we can create smart copies, look at replication, or schedule tasks. Let's click Create Smart Copy, and select our cluster and the server that we'd like to create a smart copy from. Now it's going to build a plan for the smart copy. Here's the data store associated with that virtual machine and the volumes associated with that virtual machine. Here we have some smart copy options that we could select. And here's the summary of what's going to happen. Now we'll click Finish. And you can see our job has started. Let's go ahead and click the job here and get a little more detail about what's going on. We've successfully done the inventory. We're creating the virtual machine snapshots. Those have just completed. Now we're going to actually create the volume snapshots on the array and then remove the virtual machine snapshots that VMware created or Virtual Center created. Okay, our job is completed successfully. We'll go ahead and close this window. And let's refresh the smart copies here and see what we have. So here's our virtual machine folder, our virtual machine, and you can see our smart copy. Checking the array. Here are the two volumes associated with that virtual machine. If we expand those, we can see we have a snapshot for that volume and a snapshot for that volume. We've just created a auto snapshot from within inside of Virtual Center.